Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." Let these words rest gently on your heart for a moment. Think about them slowly. Those who hope in the Lord, not those who are perfect, not those who never feel tired, not those who never cry, but those who hope in Him, those who choose in the quiet place of the heart to lean on God instead of leaning on their own strength. Maybe right now you feel far from soaring. Maybe you feel like you are barely standing, barely holding on. But this promise is for you too. The Lord is not asking you to prove your strength. He is inviting you to receive His. He is inviting you to exchange your exhaustion, your heaviness, your fear, for His peace, His power, His renewing touch. This is the holy exchange at the center of Isaiah 40:31. Think about your life for a moment. How often do you wake up already feeling tired inside? Not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually. How many times have you felt like you are walking through your days on empty, trying to smile on the outside while your soul feels worn out on the inside? The Lord sees that. He sees the weight you carry that no one else fully understands. He sees the thoughts that keep you awake at night, the worries you do not know how to express, the battles that no one else can see. And into that place, He speaks this promise. If you will hope in me, I will renew your strength. If you will trust me, I will lift you. If you will rest in me, I will carry you. When God renews your strength, you do not have to pretend. You do not have to fake being okay. His strength quietly fills the gaps of your weakness and becomes the unseen power that keeps you going. Lord, I come before you in honesty. You know how tired I am in ways that even I cannot fully put into words. You see where my strength is failing. You see where my heart is heavy, where my mind is overwhelmed, where my soul feels weary. I do not come to you pretending to be strong. I come to you as I truly am. I come to you needing the renewal that only you can give. Place my hope in you, Lord. I choose, right now, to lean my weight on you. Breathe into me again. Restore what has been drained. Repair what has been broken. Renew what has been worn down. Let your strength become my strength. Let your peace quiet every anxious thought. Let your presence be the place where I finally rest. Amen. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Hope in God is not a vague optimism. It is not wishful thinking or a shallow positivity. It is a deep, steady trust in the character of God. It is the quiet conviction that God is who He says He is, even when life does not look the way we expected. To hope in the Lord is to anchor your heart in His faithfulness. It is to say, Lord, I may not understand what is happening, I may not feel strong, but I know you are good. I know you are with me. I know you will not abandon me. This kind of hope is not fragile. It is not easily broken by circumstances. It is rooted not in what you see, but in who He is. When you lean into that kind of hope, something begins to change on the inside. Your problems may not vanish, but your perspective shifts. Your heart stops trying to carry everything alone and begins to rest on God's shoulders instead. Have you ever noticed how heavy life feels when you try to control everything? When you try to manage every outcome, fix every situation, and anticipate every problem. It is exhausting. God never asked you to carry that by yourself. Hoping in the Lord means releasing that constant pressure. It means opening your hands and saying, God, I trust you more than I trust my own ability to figure this out. It is not about giving up. It is about giving to Him, giving Him your fear, your anxiety, your doubts, your confusion, your questions. Real hope is not found in having all the answers. It is found in knowing the one who does. Lord, teach me to hope in you in a deeper way. I confess that I often place my hope in outcomes, in people, in plans, in my own strength. I hold tightly to what I think should happen, and when things do not go my way, I feel shaken. Help me to shift my hope from the temporary to the eternal, from what I cannot control to the God who is always in control. I surrender my expectations into your hands. I surrender the outcomes I cannot manage. I surrender the timing I do not understand. Let my heart rest in the truth that you are faithful. Let my hope be rooted in who you are, not in what I see. Strengthen me in the waiting. Steady me when I feel unsteady. Remind me that those who hope in you will never be abandoned. Amen. They will soar on wings like eagles. What a powerful image. God does not say you will crawl or barely make it. He says you will soar. An eagle does not rise by flapping its wings in panic. It spreads its wings and lets the wind carry it higher. Instead of fighting the wind, it uses the wind. Instead of resisting, it yields and rises. What if the Lord is inviting you to live like that? Not in frantic striving, but in surrendered trust. What if the winds you feel pressing against you right now are not meant to crush you but to lift you? The attacks, the pressures, the uncertainties, the changes. What if they are the very winds God can use to raise you to a higher place of faith and dependence on Him? When you see only from the ground, everything looks bigger than you, every problem towers above you, every challenge feels overwhelming. But when you are lifted higher, your perspective changes. The same situation looks different from above. When you soar with God, you begin to see your life from His perspective. Instead of endless defeat, you see opportunities for growth. Instead of permanent failure, you see temporary seasons. Instead of being surrounded by darkness, you realize you are held by light. Soaring on wings like eagles is not about escaping reality. It is about rising above it. It is about refusing to live crushed under the weight of your circumstances and choosing instead to live carried by the presence of God. Lord, lift me higher. I admit that I have been living with my eyes fixed only on what is right in front of me. I have been focusing on the problems, the pressures, the fears, and the disappointments. Today, I ask you, take me higher. Help me to see from your perspective. Let your Spirit raise me above the fog of confusion and the heaviness of worry. I do not want to live constantly weighed down. I want to live aware of your presence, aware of your power, aware of your care over my life. When the winds blow, teach me not to fear them, but to let you use them. Spread my heart wide in trust. Carry me where I cannot go on my own. Let me soar in faith, even when the ground below me looks uncertain. Amen. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Renewed strength has many expressions. Sometimes God gives you the strength to run, to move quickly, to advance, to accomplish what seemed impossible. Other times, renewed strength looks like the grace simply to keep walking, one step, then another, then another. Not every season is a running season. Some seasons are walking seasons. Some seasons are made of small, faithful steps that no one sees. getting up to pray when you feel nothing, choosing kindness when you feel frustrated, choosing forgiveness when you feel hurt, choosing to keep going when you feel like stopping. And yet, in these quiet, consistent steps, God is renewing you. He is building a strength inside you that does not depend on excitement or visible progress. It is a deep endurance, a steady resilience. Maybe right now you do not feel like you are running in life. You feel like you are barely walking. You feel slow. You feel delayed. You feel behind. But do you know something beautiful? God does not measure you by how fast you move. He looks at whether you stay with Him. Renewed strength is not about speed. It is about staying. Staying in faith. Staying in hope. Staying in prayer. Staying in trust. When you walk and do not faint, when you keep moving with God even when the path feels long, the Lord is incredibly pleased. He sees every step. He honors every effort. He delights in every small act of perseverance that no one else applauds. Lord, I thank you that renewed strength does not always mean I will feel fast or powerful. Sometimes renewed strength simply means I will not give up. I will not faint. I will keep walking with you. I offer you my pace, my path, my process. Help me to accept the season I am in without comparing it to anyone else's journey. Give me the strength I need for today, not for tomorrow, not for next year, but for this very day. Help me to run when you ask me to run and walk when you ask me to walk. And in all of it, keep my heart aligned with you. Let me find joy, not in doing everything quickly, but in doing everything with you. Amen. To hope in the Lord is also to bring your tired mind and place it in His hands. How many thoughts run through your mind in a single day? How many what-ifs? How many fears? How many scenarios you rehearse over and over again? Mental exhaustion is real. The Lord sees how much energy you spend on invisible battles inside your mind. He sees every moment you replay old words that hurt you. He sees every silent argument, every hidden worry, every cycle of overthinking. And He gently invites you to bring these thoughts to Him. Renewed strength often begins in the mind, when God replaces the voice of fear with the voice of His truth. What if, each time your mind started racing, you whispered, "Lord, I hope in you"? What if, instead of rehearsing worst-case scenarios, you chose to remind yourself, "My strength comes from God. My future is in His hands. My story is not out of control"? This is not denial. This is spiritual focus. It is choosing which voice will have the final word in your mind. You may not be able to control every thought that appears, but you can decide which thoughts you will allow to stay. Let your mind become a place where the promise of Isaiah 40:31 is repeated again and again. I hope in the Lord, and He renews my strength. Lord, I bring you my mind. You know how easily my thoughts become tangled, how quickly I drift into worry, fear, or negativity. I ask you to renew my strength in the area of my thoughts. Teach me to focus on what is true, pure, and trustworthy. When fear rises, remind me that you are with me. When doubt whispers, remind me of your promises. When discouragement tries to settle in, lift my eyes to you. Replace every lie with your truth. Let my mind become a place of peace, not chaos. Let my thoughts be shaped more by your word than by my worries. I place my mental exhaustion in your hands and receive your renewing presence. Amen. Renewed strength also touches the deepest places of the heart, the places where you have been disappointed, the places where you have cried in silence, the places where you have asked, "Why, God?" Perhaps you have walked through seasons where your prayers did not seem to be answered the way you hoped. Maybe you felt let down, confused, or even forgotten. Sometimes, without realizing it, we close off parts of our hearts to protect ourselves from further hurt. But when we shut down our hearts, we also become less open to renewal. The Lord wants to gently step into those wounded places and breathe life again. He wants to remind you that delay is not abandonment and silence is not absence. He wants you to know that even in your pain, He was there and He still is. To hope again after disappointment is an act of courage. It's easier to stay guarded, to say, "I will never expect too much again. That way I won't get hurt." But God invites you to something braver, to hope in Him again, not because life has been easy, but because He is still faithful. Renewal of strength often begins with the simple prayer, "Lord, help me to trust you again. Help me to open my heart again." You may not feel ready all at once, and that is okay. God is gentle. He walks with you step by step. His goal is not to rush you, but to restore you. Lord, you know every disappointment I have carried. You know the times I felt forgotten or overlooked. You know the tears I cried alone and the questions I never voiced out loud. I bring all of that to you now. I place my wounded heart in your caring hands. Where hope has faded, light it again. Where trust has been damaged, rebuild it. Where my heart has grown cold or guarded, soften it in your love. Help me not to live the rest of my life in self-protection, but in God trust. Heal the deep places of my soul that I cannot heal on my own. Let my story not be defined by disappointment, but by your renewing power. Teach me to hope in you again, wholeheartedly. Amen. Renewed strength does not mean you will never feel weak again. It does not mean you will never face trials or never feel tired. It means that in every weakness, trial, and fatigue, you have a source to return to. You have a God who endlessly refills, who faithfully restores, who patiently strengthens. Each time you come to Him, each time you whisper, "Lord, I hope in you," you are drawing from a well that never runs dry. When you fail, He invites you to rise again. When you fall short, He invites you to return. When you are at the end of yourself, He meets you with the beginning of His strength. Imagine living each day with the quiet confidence that no matter what happens, you are not facing it alone. Imagine waking up and saying, "Lord, I do not know what this day holds, but I know you hold me." Imagine going to sleep at night and resting in the truth, "Lord, I am tired, but you are not. While I sleep, you are still working. While I rest, you still watch over me." This is what it means to live in renewed strength, not a life free of challenges, but a life full of God's presence in the middle of them. Lord, I thank you that your strength is not a one-time gift, but a continual invitation. You invite me to come again and again, to be renewed again and again. I thank you that I do not have to pretend before you. You receive me in my weakness, in my tiredness, in my confusion, in my imperfections. You do not turn me away. You welcome me, comfort me, and strengthen me. Help me to build a habit of turning to you first, instead of turning to fear, to frustration, or to my own limited understanding. Let my life be marked by this holy exchange, my weakness for your strength, my worry for your peace, my heaviness for your lifting presence. Renew me daily, Lord, as I keep hoping in you. Amen. Now let this promise settle deeply into your spirit. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Let it speak to your present, to your past, and to your future. Over your present it declares, you are not alone and you are not without help. Over your past it declares, your failures, mistakes, and wounds do not disqualify you from God's renewing power. Over your future it declares, no matter what you will face, God's strength will be there before you arrive. You are not stepping into tomorrow empty-handed. You are stepping into it with a God who goes before you and surrounds you. May your heart be encouraged to hope again. May your mind be quieted in His peace. May your body receive the rest it needs. May your spirit rise, even if slowly, from heaviness to lightness, from despair to expectation. And when life feels heavy again, because it might, remember that you have a place to return to, a verse to cling to, a promise to repeat. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. You can come back to this promise as many times as you need. It does not expire. It does not weaken with time. It is steady, like the one who spoke it. Lord, I seal this time in your presence with gratitude. Thank you for the promise of renewed strength. Thank you that I do not have to live in constant exhaustion, fear, or defeat. Thank you that you are patient with me as I learn to hope in you more deeply. Today, I choose to place my hope in you again. I offer you my past, my present, and my future. I offer you my thoughts, my emotions, my body, my spirit. I ask you, renew me fully. Lift me like an eagle above the storms that once overwhelmed me. Teach me to live every day, more aware of your presence than of my problems. And as you renew my strength, let my life reflect your goodness to those around me. Let them see, not my power, but yours at work in me. In your name I pray. Amen.